My name is Blair. I work at Best Court. I'm a support worker and I've been employed since the end of January, but the service opened in March. Before I worked in social care, I worked 20 years working office jobs in Glasgow. Various roles, 4 or 5 different jobs, but predominantly all the same, sort of working sort of facilities assistant, starting off the first jobs was kind of mailroom type things. Some help desk jobs. Did it for 20 years and enjoyed it, met some really good people, but kind of came to a point where I just wanted to do something different. Professionally, the job was very structured. It was very, I don't want to say boring, but kind of very, you knew you're doing every single day, and it wasn't that good. It was partly as well, I was made redundant through the COVID. Favourite part of the job, running along with the difference from my previous job, is that no 2 days are the same, which sounds like a cliche, but it's a cliche for a reason, because you can come in, I'll be working with different people, different needs, different levels of support, different activities, different interests, and for me that makes it a much more varied day. I think one of the major things is obviously people just assume that you're just almost like doing personal care or carer all the time, when there's much more to it than that. You're going out with people, you're showing an interest in their lives, to be fair, and trying to make them better people, but by doing that you make yourself a better person. Some people think it's long hours, and yeah, sometimes the shifts might on paper look long, but the day passes really, really quickly. I've found when I'm doing this that you can be in the morning, surrounded by a good team that you're with, and before you know it, it's lunchtime. People you've done this, you're back in the afternoon, and before you know it again, you're doing the dinners or supporting somebody with a visit to family or out, and before you know it, it's the end of the day. You're almost, oh, that's the day gone. It's actually been quite a fun day. Whereas some people might look at it on paper and go, that's quite a long day, but it's not, it's really not. I feel that I make a difference where it's about supporting people with support, making sure that they're having the best day they possibly can. In that moment, you're looking out for the best interests of them, whether that's with an interest of doing, whether it's helping them, and it's for me, who's new to care, it's absolutely brilliant to see the reaction you get from people. To use my previous jobs I worked for companies. You do your job to the best I can, and I did, but you've never really directly got any feedback that made you feel absolutely fantastic. Whereas when I've been here on my first day, I took somebody simply just to the shops, just for a walk, and when I came back, the person said, "Thanks very much, Blair, I've had the best day ever." And I'm not necessarily the most sentimental of people, but it was like one of those moments you think, wow. I would say simply do it. To use myself as an example, I put myself down at times. I'm the most negative person about myself. Me approaching 40 is a completely different person to approaching 20, but it's all been about doing life experience, life skills, getting more confidence. I took that on board, took it onto this job. I don't do everything right, but what I like is that I've got the support of a team, a mentor, and within that there's always someone there to help you to make yourself improve you as a person. So it is about people with support, it always will be, but I think what I've learned from this is there's a lot of personal development for myself, which can help me, but also then will help people with support, because I feel that the person that I was in March when I started working with people with support is a completely different person that will be March next year or the year after.